Hey everybody, it's Jochen Hyde, and this is the Desert Wolf versus Wirraway Ace War in the Pacific campaign. We are playing Scenario 1 with stacking limits. This is the 11th of November, 1942 combat replay and intel analysis. You don't want to miss this one. Okay, we're back with the Desert Wolf versus Wirraway campaign. This is November 11th. I think we're going to get some action here. I hope so anyway. The last few turns have been pretty slow. All right, start with the Coast Watchers. Okay, so there does not appear to be any night bombing, but the moonlight is too low to allow it anyway, per their campaign rules. Oh, there we go. Kind of expected this. So this is the preparatory stuff for what I assume is going to be the invasion of Macon. I think it's going to happen this turn. If not, definitely next turn. So let's see how this bombardment goes. And okay, mostly just damage to the base, which is fine, but not. We need to take out the troops. There it is. There it is. It's happening. It's going down. You guys ready? Okay, so these APDs that we spotted in the last turn, right? It is time to go. Let's go. All right, so these are these Marine, the Raiders and the parachute units coming ashore here at Macon. Finally, I knew it was going to happen. I just felt like it was going to be this turn and next turn, and here it is. I think it's going to be a slaughter when the actual combat phase goes down. Okay. More unloading by the APDs. A whopping 6 coastal guns firing defense because there are hardly any left. All right, so we go air operations AM phase. I think I just realized that I had my microphone not positioned correctly, so if my audio sounded a little bit off before now, it's been fixed. What are those ships doing out there near Nauru? Oh, that's what happens when you have very high ASW and naval search skill. Your missions will actually engage. Okay, so we have the Japanese doing a sweep over Lanchow, obviously in preparation for a bombing campaign. Okay, another sweep. All right. Oh! This is not going to be good. Okay. It looks like DesertWolf just got the old cap trap right here. Okay, so these hurricanes are just kind of bebopping in here, just thinking they're going to do a little sweep, but they run into... they're about to run into a lot of opposition. Let's let this play out for a minute. See how this goes. So what we're seeing here in Tangi is basically some of the best of the Japanese aircraft available, right? We have Ki-44 Tojos, the 2As, A6M50s, and the latest model Oscar. So these Hurricane Trops are, well, I spoke too soon. I was going to say they're in for some trouble, but they just shot down a A6M5. So let's go ahead and see how this resolves. Dang. Okay. Wow. I thought they, I thought that the zeros would do a little better in this. Let's find out. All right. Well, um, all right. Well, we'll have to look at the numbers at the back end of this because you cannot trust these destroyed reports in the combat summary. It's been my experience that these are off by a factor of 2 to 3. Oh yeah. Okay. So now we get some P-38s coming in. I think these guys will do a lot better. But interestingly enough, it's the Tojos that are above the P-38s and not the other way around. Mm-hmm. Diving. Wow, so the Japanese appear to have the advantage on the P-38s right now. They're higher than the P-38s. I'm curious what altitude these P-38s are coming in at. You would think they'd be pretty high up, right? Apparently not. Hmm. Wow, these zeros aren't doing too good today. Let's go ahead and fast forward through here and see how this resolves. Oh. Oh, I don't know. Didn't look good for those. Oh, no, it did not look good for those P-38s. This may have been some sort of trade, but yeah, look at this altitude. 20,000 feet. That does not seem high enough for a sweep with P-38s. So they were caught low, and the Japanese were just higher. So it looks like we had a lot of P-38 losses this turn here. Let's keep going. Interesting. This is interesting so far. Oh, he's sweeping over this hex again. I'm sure there'll be some bombers coming in. Maybe my favorite's the Ki-51 Sonyas that carry a bunch of rocks and trash cans for. Yeah, there they are. These things are so useless. Just stop using them. Wirraway, you're wasting supplies, man. These things are garbage. Watch these guys do almost nothing. No, they did worse than almost nothing. They did literally nothing. These Sonyas are absolute trash. Get them out of there. Awful. Okay, let's keep going. Yeah, more of these Sonyas. This is the best he can do? I mean, I know he freed all these guys up from Baton, but look what they just don't get anything done. He's really sweeping over land channel. Yeah, almost makes you wonder, when you're using all your aircraft to sweep, are you flying any cap anywhere? I guess he doesn't need to. I don't think there's any allied presence here. Man, big raid on Tungi, but this time the Japanese are ready to go, dude. This is gonna be good. Let's watch. Oh, I'm ready. Oh man. I think yeah, this looks like a classic cap trap, and Wirraway pulled a fast one on DesertWolf this time. I wonder if these. Oh, there we go. Here we go, man. Oh yeah. Come on, Wirraway. Let's see what you got. Oh, he's slicing the dice in these Wellingtons up. Some beef Wellington. Dude, he got straight cap trapped. DesertWolf, what happened, man? He got you. He got you good this time. All right. How long do I want to watch this? I don't know. Something kind of soothing about watching all these animations. I enjoy it. We'll let it go on a little bit longer. Now it looks like it's the Hudson's turn to get shot up. So one thing I still don't really have a good grasp on this, and this is something that I've been asking questions about repeatedly, and I think DesertWolf has attempted to explain it to me, but I don't know why these guys don't escort their bombers ever. They sweep ahead, but they don't escort them, and now what we're seeing here is a result of that, right? The sweeps were neutralized because they went in piecemeal. Now the bombers go in, and now they're facing the brunt of this cap here, and there's nothing to stop these fighters anymore. So now we're taking heavy losses here. So let's play this out. We're gonna go ahead and fast forward and see how this goes. But why not just send a token escort force? I don't know. I must be missing something about the game mechanics that dissuades people from wanting to escort these bomber raids. All right, let's go. Oh. So obviously a bunch get through, but a lot were lost as well. So there's going to be a lot of aircraft lost on the field here because Wirraway moves so many up. But I'm sure that he shot down more aircraft in the air than what he's going to lose on the ground. Let's see. Oh man, those are heavy losses. Wow, look at all these losses. Man, everybody took some damage here. We got transport planes destroyed on the ground. Tojo's damaged. Oscar's damaged. But now here's the trade. 7 Hudsons, 8 Blenheims, 4 Wellingtons. And again, multiply these by like 3 because this is never accurate. This was a costly raid. Now, he did get some stuff out of it, but man. Yikes. I bet you there's more coming too. Let's go. Wow. Unescorted bombers are like, the heck with this. We're out of here, man. Oh, this is even worse. So now there's even less aircraft to dilute the cap. A bunch of them said, you know what? We just heard from the other wave that there's tons of Japanese fighters here, and we got no escort. We're out of here. So my guess is that the Blenheims and these Dutch B-10s are going to get absolutely slaughtered. Let's see what happens here. This is going to be ugly. Oh. Oh man. Here we go. Oh. Oh, that's bad. Look what little got through. Oh man. Oh, now they have to deal with the post-air combat. Let's see if we get any more kills here. I'm not I'm not the Japanese. I promise. I'm not a spy. Here we go. Oh no. Oh. That's bad. Look at all these aircraft destroyed. Oh no. Yeah, I'm giving this one to Wirraway. He cap trapped the heck out of him. Oh, jeez. Well, these guys are gonna get through. I can't believe someone's actually using a Lysander like this. Alright, so we had this raid at Tungu, and this is where the Allied, or the American heavy infantry divisions are currently stationed. One Hudson destroyed by flak. Man, they must be coming in low. What's the altitude on this? Well, 8,000 feet isn't that low, but whatever the Japanese have for flak is reaching them. More Hudsons. Alright. Oh no. Oh no. These guys are coming in a little late. A little late. These guys came up late and they're like, hey, where is everybody? Oh no! This is bad, man. Yikes. Yeah, so these guys are coming in after the fact and kind of showing up a bit late. Oh no. Some more beef Wellingtons on the menu, guys. You ready for this? These guys are showing up late again. They got off a little bit, you know, behind the rest of these guys. Now they're just gonna bear the brunt of this. Oh jeez. I think they were all destroyed. Oh no. He just keeps feeding more in. Stop it. Somebody's got to have a radio, right? Call your base. Call back and say, wave off. Don't come in. Stop attacking. It's no good. But no one's getting the message, and he's coming in piecemeal. It's about to have some Blenheims for lunch. Oh. Oh, now they have to deal with these guys coming out. Oh, golly. This is bad. I'm pretty sure almost none of these guys get out. Maybe one or two. Please, please stop attacking Tungi. Call your friends. Tell somebody. Shoot a flare. No more aircraft come in here. Oh, jeez. Oh, God. So half the flight said, screw this, we're out of here. And the other guy said, don't be a coward. We got to go do our mission. Well, let's see what happens with that. Complete devastation. Oh, my gosh. Oh, and some more people show up for the party. Come on in. We got room for you. This is so bad. They keep coming in like it's just not coordinated. And they're just getting fed into this meat grinder. You ready? Let's see how this goes. Now, the Hurricanes do appear to be doing decently against this. Now, they killed a couple of things here. I don't know if this was an even trade or not. It's saying it's not, but I saw a lot of Hurricanes blow up too. Whoa! What is this? What's this? No way! Look at this! This is crazy. These are B-24s flying in from who knows where. I don't even know where. They're bombing Sion. And Sion is where Wirraway is launching all of his attacks on northern China from. This is his main base. So these liberators came in. I don't even know from where, and they're just ripping and tearing up the space right now. There's no cap here because, as I mentioned this earlier, Wirraway is sending all of his fighters on sweeps, so I don't think he was prepared for this. Wow, that's amazing. So I guess it wasn't all sunshine and roses for the Japanese this turn. They're going to take a lot of damage on the ground from this. Wow, that's sneaky. I didn't even see this coming at all. So I'm certain that more aircraft than this were destroyed, but the Liberators get in and out with no losses. They inflict a lot of damage on the base. They kill a lot of aircraft on the ground. And I don't even know where they came from. I didn't think they had the range for something like this. What we can derive from this is that they are flying extended range missions. So they're probably coming out of, I'm guessing maybe Ledo in India at maximum range. But still, even at max bomb load, they caused a lot of damage here. That was cool. And there's more. Wow. Look at that. Look at the losses here. This is a crazy turn. B-17Ds? What? Oh, no! Well, Wirraway won it in the air, but I'm going to have to say that DesertWolf is won it on the ground again. We've seen him always best Wirraway by bombing aircraft on the ground when Wirraway's not expecting it. So I would say, from what I'm seeing from this campaign so far, and again, I've only had like 18, 19 turns to draw conclusions, DesertWolf is better at catching Wirraway unprepared on the ground. And Wirraway is definitely better at cap trapping DesertWolf. DesertWolf has fallen into 2 cap traps now that I've seen this campaign in this last 20 turns or so that I've watched. He's been caught by 2 cap traps, but Wirraway constantly is getting aircraft blown up on the ground, like ridiculously so. So let's see how many he loses here. Yikes. There's more than this. Hey, and the party ain't over at Tungi. Let's feed in some more bombers here. Again, some of these B-25s turn around and go, we're out of here. But some of them elect to push on. And I think we're going to see a lot of sliced up Mitchells here. Well, it looks like only 3 were shot down initially. And I think as we get further and further into the day here, the cap is just exhausted, right? They've been flying all day. B-25 just got shot down by flak. They've been flying all day, right? So they're out of ammo, they're out of fuel, the pilots are tired, they need to rearm. So you can see the numbers are dwindling here, and the ones that are actually up are probably at the limit of their endurance. And we're still in the AM phase from what I can tell. All right, definitely several Mitchells destroyed though. God, it just keeps coming. Oh, okay. This is Tungu, and this is where I actually thought that DesertWolf was going to focus all of his bombers on because of the American divisions here. I thought he was going to try to break through here, but instead he sent his bombers to Tungi, which was the absolute worst place he could have. I don't think he was predicting that, but. Man. Right? Some reasonable damage done to the base there. Okay, now we have B-17s coming out of Wirraway, doing some preparatory bombing on Macon because this is where we're going to have the invasion going off. Okay, they get some really good hits on some units here. Take out a lot of these non-combat stuff, but remember, even the non-combat units can contribute firepower to defense. So 10 less to do that is going to help the allies here. man. It just keeps feeding them in. They keep coming in uncoordinated. I will tell you this. Many aces will be made today from these Japanese pilots. Yep, we're going to see a lot of that. All right, let's go ahead and find out how this goes. I think they were all shot down, guys. I don't think any of them got out. Wow. Oh, no. They just keep getting fed into this meat grinder. This can't be. This is the most uncoordinated attack I think I've ever seen. Oh, jeez. So many losses. You know, I think it's interesting here. The B-25s seem to be holding up better than the B-26s during against these aircraft, which you would think it'd be the other way around. I thought the B-26 would be a little sturdier, but it's the B-25 that's faring better in the air than the B-26. But it's no matter. These guys are dead. There it is. They're dead. Unbelievable. There can't be any more, right? No, there's more B-24s at Sion. Oh, this is wild. This is crazy. This turn is all over the place, man. The Japanese are getting smashed on the ground here in China, and the Allies are getting absolutely just murdered in the air in Burma. This is a wild turn, man. Alright, more aircraft destroyed on the ground here. Although this raid does not appear to be as effective as the previous ones. Okay, B-17's going into Tunggu now, and no cap. And I'm not saying I'm not lying. There's like no combat air patrol. No cap. These kids these days, right? Jeez. More B-25s fed into the meat grinder. But they all get through this time because the cap is worn out. They're absolutely exhausted. Let's see if they get out of here. They do okay. And they actually were able to shoot down it looks like they shot down to 0. I think the cap is pretty much like running on empty. Look at the numbers here. They're dwindling rapidly because they're just running. The planes are tired. The pilots are tired. I think we're still in the AM phase too. Oh, more. All right, more B-24s hitting Sion. Okay, 2 more aircraft destroyed, if not more, on the ground. Boy, this one turn, all the action so far, makes up for the last 4 turns that we've had kind of quiet, you know, nothing really happening. It's not the same story this time. Bet you wish you'd been flying cap over your base with these things now, huh? Wirraway. Jeez. So if anybody has any chance of actually winning now, it's going to be these guys. Because the cap is just exhausted here. I think these guys are going to do well. Let's watch. No, they did not do well at all. Well, okay. And this is not accurate. We saw a lot of Hurricanes blown up during that animation, although they did do a fair number on these guys. So, like I said, if anyone was going to do better, it's going to be the Hurricanes coming in, because these guys are just they're just exhausted. Man, that was wild. I think that was just the AM phase. I had to drink some water. I've been talking so much. Okay, looks like the PBYs are busy over there attacking stuff. Okay, Richard Bong and his group are flying a sweep over Macon. It's a little late now. I think the bulk of the action's pretty much over now. Everybody's exhausted after that. Got some B-26s coming into Macon just to soften up the place for the impending invasion. And look at this. Destroyed, very little disabled, and that's telling you that these units are just completely just wasted, right? Out of supply, out of hope, eating their boots for lunch. This invasion is going to go very well. And more. There's more. Makes you wonder why the Japanese were not flying cap over Macon. They had to know this was coming, right? Look at these losses here. 32 B-25s. Man, they're just completely laying waste to everything. Alright, that's it for air combat. Oh, man. That was the most intense air combat I've ever seen. Bar none. So many aircraft shot down. Whole squadrons wiped out. So next we should see some ground combat, possibly at Macon here. Well, we gotta get to this stuff first. So let's see, Japanese bombardment at Lanchow. Okay, it's all right. Nothing super crazy. And there he is bombarding here again. I don't know why. I don't know what his intentions are. Very little to show for it. Okay, here we go. Oh, this is a slam dunk, dude. Slam dunk. Those units were just completely wiped out. Knew it. Yeah, slam dunk. These guys had no chance. So look at how few actual casual, like, they had nothing left. They were just skin and bones. Those units were completely wiped out. But you know what's interesting here? Unless I'm missing something, we're missing units here. We have a naval, two naval guard units. Previously we established that there was an air flotilla and two construction companies too. What happened to them? Where'd they go? You don't think he evacuated them out of there, did he? How could he have? Interesting. I want to know where the rest of the troops are at. There's a refit. Remember we were talking about it last turn? The upgrades. Man, this is gonna be one heck of a. Man, we've been talking. I've been going 35 minutes on this video so far, and we haven't even analyzed it yet. That's how much action there is. Most of these videos, like when I go through the replay, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes. This one's 35 minutes. That's how much activity there's been. This is wild. Okay, now we're into reinforcements here. Yeah, that's where he flew out of. It had to have been Lido, right? I don't even know where to start. Amazing. Man, what a turn. This was the most wild air battle I've ever seen, and I thought the one that we had a few days ago was bad. This is on a whole nother level. Oh, yeah, and on top of that, we had this Macon thing go down. Okay, let's just go through the numbers here. Jeez. All right, aircraft losses today. Look at this. 284 aircraft destroyed. The final tally, 166 for the Allies and 95 for the Japanese. And when you think about it, sorry, there's F-35s flying over my house. It's loud. All right, when you think about it, a lot of these were destroyed on the ground for the Japanese. So what, 50, almost 60 aircraft of these were shot down or destroyed on the ground and not actually lost in the air. So that's really remarkable for the Japanese. So if you think about it, their kill to loss ratio would be, I don't know, 50 to 166, almost 3 to 1 if you weren't counting in the ground losses. But we have to count the ground losses because what DesertWolf did was pretty awesome and I didn't see it coming. But we'll talk about that. So just get a gander at these losses, man. 53 Blenheims destroyed, 23 Wellingtons, 21 B-25. You can read it yourself. It's crazy. Okay, lost pilots. Look at this. So as it stands now, DesertWolf is looking at over 115 pilots lost outright. Missing in action, killed in action. They're dead. They're gone. Another 23 wounded. Let's see if we can see what that looks like. All right. A lot of wounded pilots, right? But you can see that a fair amount of them are coming back. So that's a good thing. But anything in here, it's kind of undecided. And DesertWolf could try to transfer them to reserve to get them to come back or not. It doesn't really matter. But also looking at this list of wounded pilots, these are a lot of pilots that aren't ever coming back. All right, Army lost points for this turn. 2 for the Allies and 15 for the Japanese. That's probably from Macon. For the turn, the Japanese gained 58 points, but their ratio actually dropped to 1.618. And the math doesn't add up for me on that one. Maybe Tracker's mistaken, or maybe it has something to do with supply and victory points of bases. I don't really know, but they gained points this turn regardless. And it's probably due to this disparity in losses for the two sides. Especially twin engine bombers give you 2 points for every kill that you get, as opposed to 1 for a single engine fighter or single engine aircraft. All right. I went through the combat report and I didn't see anything in here that we didn't already observe. Okay. Second, only thing I thought that stood out to me looking through all these references here was this. The 11th Division is planning for an attack on Portland roads. That's down here. I highly doubt that's the case. I don't know if the Japanese are really set up for any kind of offensive operations down here anymore, given that we're almost in 1943. But it's something to keep in mind. So the Japanese have at least one division planning for an attack on Portland roads. It could be SIGINT spoofing. It could be like a clicked button that was never, taken off. or it could be an actual plan to attack this place. But here's what we got to guard it: fortification level 4, plenty of airfield capacity, and at least almost 400 AV of troops guarding it on jungle terrain. So that's probably not going to go anywhere. Just thought I'd mention it because I saw it. Cross it off the list. Okay, looking at the ops report, the only thing that really stood out to me were the amount of aces that were made today. Look at this. A lot of aces here. There it is. Oh, and also, the North Carolina was taken out of commission to begin a refit. And I mentioned this in the previous video that I thought that DesertWolf was going to do this, and there it is. So we see that the North Carolina is taken down for repair. It's got 14 days left and 5 system damage. Just like that red and yellow text told us that he's doing 2 upgrades at once to catch up for the one that he already missed. And it added the previous upgrades time to the current upgrades time because they're doing them concurrently. All right, now let's talk about this turn. All right. So in China, we got some bombardment here. We got some stuff. Yeah, okay, let's talk. Let's get to the fun. Burma. So what we saw here was a very classic cap trap, and Wirraway seems to be very, very good at that. He's done it at Chiang Mai about a week ago, and he did it again here today. And DesertWolf walked right into it. And I have to say, the amount of lack of coordination to these strikes was just so bad for DesertWolf this turn. Everything kept getting fed in piecemeal. So the Japanese cap was in full effect, basically 100% committed. But due to coordination issues, weather, whatever you want to call it, squadrons kept getting fed in one at a time to this meat grinder over Tangi. And that's why the losses were so extreme. And I did mention during that replay, like, why are we not escorting these bombers? I still don't have a firm grasp of why these guys tend to just do sweeps and not cap. Well, they do cap occasionally, but they sweep, but they don't escort their bombers. And I feel like if some escort had been thrown in with these guys, wherever they're coming from, which I assume is going to be Chittagong, I don't think the losses would have been as bad. But then again, you have to find aircraft that have the range to do that. What would that be? Probably P-38s. All the same, I think DesertWolf needs to kind of reevaluate the way he sends his bombers in, because if this happens again, it's not going to look good. So, yeah, Wirraway pulled off a miracle here. He picked the right base at the right time. He put the aircraft where he expected DesertWolf to come, and he got it 100% correct. And I have never seen a battle like that in this game. Maybe you guys who've been around longer have. I certainly haven't. And this is an unmodded game, guys. This isn't no so crazy mod where we have 15,000 aircraft flying every turn. This is normal scenario 1. The stacking limits don't really come into play here for air combat. This is straight scenario 1 goodness. So we got 300 aircraft shot down on an unmodded game. That's awesome. Definitely a lot of fun watching that. So I don't know where we go from here. We can take a look at some of these aircraft losses. So these guys are all filled up. So as far as aircraft goes, DesertWolf is not really hurting too bad for fighters. He's got plenty of aircraft to throw into this. These guys are hurting a bit. But again, there's plenty of other full squadrons ready to go. It's just mind-numbing how many aircraft the Allies have to put into combat. Over here, bombers, he still has some, but they've taken some heavy losses, obviously, in some of these squadrons, right? These poor Blenheim squadrons have been, like, decimated. Look at these guys. That's crazy. Again, plenty of reinforcements to go around, but man, it's a lot of pilots to lose. A lot of trained pilots. So, let's also talk about this crazy bombing raid on Xi'an. So, just like DesertWolf wandered into a trap here, Wirraway got complacent and forgot about Lido, and so did I. I didn't see this coming. He's sending all of his fighters on sweeps over Lanchow, but neglected to cover his base. So, Desert Wolf launched this massive raid with these long-range bombers from Lido, and quite honestly, they pulled off a miracle. They lost almost no aircraft, no pilots, right? And they did major damage. They destroyed almost 60 aircraft on the ground. That's embarrassingly bad. And we've seen this multiple times in this campaign. I've only been covering it for like 20 turns or so, but we've seen Wirraway get his butt kicked, getting aircraft bombed on the ground many, many times. So he is kind of two-dimensional when it comes to protecting his own aircraft, but definitely three-dimensional when it comes to cap trapping. So these guys both have their strengths and weaknesses from what I can see. Wirraway is very good at catching Desert Wolf in the air, and Desert Wolf is very good at catching Wirraway on the ground. And if you just imagine it, if he had just put some cap up here, we'd be talking a whole different situation here, right? We'd have way less losses on the ground and way more, well, I wouldn't say way more, but more losses in the air for the Allies, and this would be even more of a disparity than what it is. So hopefully Wirraway takes some lessons here and stops leaving aircraft centers like this unprotected, because nothing is out of reach of these B-24s if you think about it. Look at the range that these guys have got. 21 on an extended bombing range. The B-17Ds, 22. And how far is it from here? 20. So everything within 21 hexes of Lido is potentially at risk of being bombed. And that's basically going to be Sion. That's the most important base that the Japanese have, at least that I can see within range in China. But Wirraway, I hope you're taking stock of that. Put some cap up. You don't really need to sweep up here anymore. I think it's pretty clear that the Allies have no supply for that. And it wouldn't be easy for them to move their aircraft here anyway, because they're all basically over here in Burma. So it's going to take many days to hopscotch their aircraft into Lanchow to give them any kind of chance to counteract you. So you don't need to worry about that so much. So, oh, what's going on here? Oh, yeah. Look at this. Heavy cruiser? A lot of shipping activity in the Makassar Strait and the Selba Sea. I don't know what to make of that. I believe these to be just sub-chasers. I don't know what this is. Something big's moving through here. All that air combat almost overshadowed the other big thing that happened here, was the invasion and fall of Macon. And it went perfectly. Just like I predicted. The Allies landed basically they didn't even bring in the rest of these guys. Look at this. Where are these guys at? They didn't even bring these guys in. Didn't even need them. He came in with what I would call a relatively small force, right? About 91 assault value, 1,000 troops, and just steamrolled the Japanese. Now, granted, the Japanese troops here were absolutely mauled by the air and by bombardments on the days prior, so they really had no chance. They had no supply. They had no morale. They were probably highly disrupted, so they just kind of blew over and died. So the invasion of Macon went more or less the way I thought. And apparently, I missed the fact that several units on this base were either taken out or fully outright destroyed before the invasion even happened. At one point, I had calculated there were 5 units on Macon, right? 2 road construction companies, 2 naval guards, and an air flotilla. But what we saw die here were just 2 naval guard units. So I think I was talking to Desert Wolf on Discord, and he told me that the 2 road construction companies were actually absolutely annihilated from the air maybe a day or 2 ago. So they were not even in play. The air flotilla is gone. I don't know where they went. My guess is that Wirraway has been using float planes to evacuate the air flotilla out of there, because that's an air HQ and they're valuable. So he forsook. He let the naval guard units die there. He let the road construction units die there, but he pulled the air flotilla out via airlift. I don't know where they went to. They could have gotten the Millie. They could be at Kwajalein, Roy Namur. I don't even know. But he did evacuate those guys. So, what's next here? I don't really know. I would expect to see this subnet maybe push a little bit further into the Marshalls. Maybe a little bit past Nauru. I didn't think it should do that because we still have ships trying to get into Nauru. You see these guys moving east? This is east, moving towards Nauru. I don't know what the next base is on the agenda. Could be here. It could be Millie. Millie might be a bit of a difficult place to hit. It's getting kind of far away from the main base in the Gilbert Islands. Macon is not necessarily the best base to launch attacks from. The air capacity could be up to 5. The port capacity is almost, it's naturally, it's not much. So it would take quite a while to get Macon built up to project, and that's not saying that he can't do it. I just don't know where he's going next. So we'll have to watch this whole area very closely. And what's cool here is that we get to see all the preparation for the next attack start from scratch. Because when we came into this campaign, Tarawa had already been beaten up. Macon had already been beaten up somewhat. But the next bases in the line, Nauru, Mili, Jaluit, all these places haven't really been touched yet. So we're going to get to watch from this day on a full preparation for invasion, from the softening up to the everything. And that's going to be fun to watch. And I don't know which way he's going to go, but we get to see the full thing from start to finish. Whereas in here, we kind of came in halfway into it. So I'm looking forward to that. Okay. I think the last thing I want to mention, because I thought it was kind of weird, was about, I think last turn we saw the light cruiser Raleigh and some other ships moving towards Baker Island, but they diverted or something down to Canton. Look at that. We had the light cruiser combos here, who I thought were going to Baker, ending up at Canton now, and I didn't see that coming. So now my question is, where are they going next? What are these guys doing? So I'm going to watch this task force very closely, because I have no idea what these guys are doing. It seems kind of like a weird special mission. And why would they divert to Canton? I don't know. But we'll watch this. Anyway, that's the turn. It's not often that my analysis goes shorter than my than the combat replay, but there was so much action here. It was hard to cover it all. So I hope you enjoyed this turn. This was definitely my favorite one of the series yet, and I'm sure there's going to be some other great ones coming up soon. So please stay tuned. Please keep watching this. If you want to see how Allies operate into 1943, this is your best chance to see it, because there's not a lot of campaigns from the Allied side or either side that go into 1943 on YouTube, because a lot of guys just give up by this point. So stick around for this, because it's going to get better, as if it wasn't good enough already. I'll catch you guys in the next one.